500 meters, and that means the time allowed is set at 86 seconds. Now in the first round, if they exceed that time allowed, they will be assessed one-time fault for every 4 seconds or part thereof. Just a little over 55 combinations coming forward here in the first round. Some great combinations, many Olympians, but also some new partnerships as well. And it's always great to
which
see
plays host to the 14th and final leg of the Longines FEI World Cup Jumping North American League.
Then coming forward and representing Canada. Had a great start yesterday, jumped a couple of nice rounds with his string, and this is a 12-year-old gelding by Cornet Sablinski that will be getting us underway. Kyle Tim, Cornet's Gold, Canada.
So we'll quickly rattle through the 59 strong start list here. We're going to start with Kyle Tim in just a moment. Canadian Kyle Tim riding Cornet's Gold by Cornet Obolensky. Canadian rider, jumped World Cup here at Live Oak last year. Had good Canadian national results and some good results at the May meeting at Old Salem Farm in upstate New York last year. We saw Kyle just a couple of weeks ago at the Nations Cup show at the HITS Post-Time Farm venue here in Ocala, Florida. And Kyle does a lot of jumping in Tryon in North Carolina, the venue of the 2018 FEI World Equestrian Games, as he's based just about an hour away in Apex, North Carolina. So rolling turn now down to the double at 5AB. There's Wavy Fillers and then related distance to the Liverpool at 6. Just taps the back bar there on the Oxer. 86 seconds time allowed in this first round. Lining up on the triple combination, certainly the triple yesterday. Most influential fence, proving already that it's going to play its influence on this class. Vertical, vertical, Oxer. And then rolling on down to the Golden Ocala. Vertical at 11. Final line, Longines, and then to the vertical at 13 for Kyle Tim. Keeping an eye on that clock. 86 seconds is the time allowed. 82.97 on the clock for Kyle Tim. And 4 points.
And it is for jumping fox into 97 there for Kyle Tim and Cornet's Gold. Our first to go representing Canada here in the $35,000 Savaro jumper. Don't forget Miss Spencer's out there, 1.50 in height. It's a real international field because we're heading to Australia next. Ben Meredith, this is a 12-year-old mare by Reno. It's called Always
A couple of riders here for Australia. This is one of them, Ben Meredith with Carbon Farms. Always Me by Loreno. Benjamin for Australia was top 5 in the World Cup qualifier here a couple of years ago at Live Oak. He was 4th in the Thunderbird T-Bird Show Park in Langley, British Columbia World Cup qualifier 2 years ago. Ben, who's travelled up to Central Florida, having been jumping for the spring down in Wellington. So just chatting to Bob Ellis last night, there's huge amounts of materials available here at Live Oaks. We're seeing a lot of different jumps we didn't see yesterday, including that wall coming in early on the track. So over the Hickstead rails at 8. Just not super right coming into that. Ends up with the A element of the triple combination down as well. So on 8 faults. back bar off the launching, so carrying 13 as they come to and clear the last. 77.63, so the time allowed is looking very, very comfortable for these top level riders. But it's a 12-fault round for Ben Meredith and Always Me. We wait our first clip.
There's a 10-year-old gelding called Hamlet. And with her string, we saw her have a top 3 finish here on the opening day just yesterday at Live Oak International. Top 3 with this horse in the under-25s at Harrisburg as well. Lucy Du Maurier for the USA.
Lucy Du Maurier with 2 good results in our 2 classes yesterday. Lucy rides Lucy Du Maurier's Hamlet in this afternoon's Savaro Coolest class. Lucy, the inaugural National Under-25 champion at the National Horse Show in that USEF-sponsored championships. Grand Prix winner at Bromont. Took a meter 50 class at Spruce last summer. And she was the North American Young Rider individual gold medalist in 2015 and the Young Rider Tour champion at the Central Park Horse Show in 2014. But an early rail means it's an early 4 for Lucy. I think her first pole of the weekend here at Live Oak. Is qualified for tomorrow's World Cup, and as this is now her 18th year, she'll be able to contest it for the very first time. She had some good results in the qualifying classes up at Old Salem, but last year was too young under the regulations to ride World Cup. Again, another one just misjudging that Brookledge fence coming away from the inner gate. It rolls the pole in the centre of the triple all the way to the edge of the cups, but back it comes for them luckily. But on 8 faults for Lucy Du Maurier with Hamlet. So, and clear the last. 8 faults in 77.48. Lucy Du Maurier.
77.48 and a total of 8 jumping faults. Paulo Santana comes forward next, representing El Salvador. He's got a really good string at the moment, including this one, the 9-year-old by Chaco Blue. And this horse has been on the circuit down at the Winter Equestrian Festival. And it's a fairly new ride, he's only had it for a few months. Paulo Santana.
Paulo Sergio Mateo Santana Filho riding Chaco Blue. Santana Stable, so in this one by Chaco Blue out of a Balabé de Rouet mare, Mecklenburger breed. Paulo jumped Nations Cup for El Salvador at Ocala last month. Former World Cup qualifier winner down in Wellington.
Let's get him in a video.
Paulo was also a points winner on the World Cup League here at Live Oak 12 months ago. Again, coming here off some good results on day 1 of the show into this Savaro Coolest World Ranking class.
Amanda. Oh, I didn't show you. You didn't show me video. Because video didn't work.
They're coming to ride this loop in the very corner of the ring. It's red and white Oxer, and now the rollback to the Hickstead rails. The line that really matters from that Brookledge horse transport to the triple combination line. Drifts a tiny bit to the left. First to be clear, the triple, and the crowd appreciate it, but those related distances will come back and haunt you if you're not 100% right. So 4 faults coming at the end of the line at 11. And the last goes as well, 8 faults, so still Carl Tim out in front with Cornet's Gold. Of course, once we get another 4-faulter, they would be our jump-off contenders, pending any clears.
Representing El Salvador. 4 combinations gone so far, the best we've seen sitting on 4 faults. But if this horse goes clear and gets through to the jump-off, it really is quick. It's called Up and Blue Chappelle. It's a 9-year-old mare, another one by Chaco Blue, and it's Leslie Howard.
Leslie Bella Howard now with Up and Blue Chappelle. Second in a row by Chaco Blue. We've got about half a dozen Chaco Blue horses with us here at Live Oak. Up in Blue Chapelle, this 9-year-old, Leslie, a 19-time World Cup finalist and was the winner of the series in 1986, an Olympic team gold medalist in LA in '84. And took a couple of class wins at the Pennsylvania National this winter. Just getting really onward towards that Liverpool, and Leslie just deciding to pull away, reset. Obviously it cost them penalties, it cost them time as well, but Leslie ended up on the floor yesterday as a result of a fall in the triple combination. So today was their make good class. They didn't qualify for Sunday, but just hasn't got her way today either. And I won't be surprised to see the hand go up in this corner now for Leslie Burr-Howard. Yeah, that 9-year-old now learned a lot this weekend, but Leslie just wants to polish off a few of the edges, I think, before she really contests a big class.
Already with us, standing by, we head to yet another Olympian in the field today. It's Peter Leone that comes forward. Again, a relatively new ride for him. Picked it up last September, but he's already had a win at 3-star level with this one. It's the 9-year-old by Capitos, Capito Zed, Peter Leone, USA.
Peter Leone with the Capito Group's Capito by Capitos out of a Burggraf mare. The next for the United States of America. Atlanta Olympian alongside Leslie Howard, actually took team silver. Peter we saw a month ago jumping at the World Cup qualifier at Deerage at the Palm Beach Masters. First part of the double down. Now yesterday Bob Ellis's track delivered every single fence was down at some point in the round. Played it very quickly on 8 faults, call it 12 now as he rolls back to the Hickstead rails. So Kyle Timms 4 faults is still out in front.
Liverpool. What do you call it, Liverpool? Liverpool, the water thing.
So 12 faults in 81.25 for Peter Leone and Capito.
So 6 have jumped, no clears so far.
We've seen so far representing Canada, currently sitting on the 4 faults. And we head for the first time here in the $35,000 Zavara jumper to Ireland. Cian O'Connor comes with this 9-year-old that we saw Willie Keenan compete quite a lot in Europe last year. Cian takes over the ride for 2017. Here's Cian O'Connor, Concho for Ireland.
So Cian O'Connor now, and Concho. Cian, a former winner of the World Cup qualifier here at Live Oak, who rides Chansonet Farms. Concho, the 9-year-old by Casaro. The Irish 2-time Olympian, took individual bronze at London 2012. And in recent weeks has been on 2 winning Nations Cup teams for Ireland here in Florida.
Her too. Keenan's good. Yeah, me neither. I already got
So it was the Live Oak win here on turf that launched the career of Keane's top horse, Good Luck.
Second. Here he is. Jump. Jump. Jump.
Keane really enjoys coming up with the Central Florida jump on the turf here because in 4 weeks' time he'll be back in Europe, the likes of Le Ball Jumping Nations Cup.
Oh no! I clicked the wrong fucking group chat.
There we are, that's what we've been waiting for. Clear round number 1. We need somebody to join him on that score to give us a jump off, but I'm sure we will, given the quality of the field here.
With Poncho. So that's our first clue. Don't forget the format of the position we have here this afternoon. We know the second clear.
So Keane O'Connor gives us clear round number 1 in this Savaro Coolers World Ranking class. It is a jump-off class. They'll come back over that shortened course, always providing that there is another clear to join them on that 0 score.
It's a 10-year-old gelding by Canto, Christopher H. Manuel Torres for Colombia.
Manuel Torres on course, 5-time Olympian, twice a World Championship rider, and 3 times represented Colombia at the Pan American Games. Manuel with Cristofellini by Canto out of a Balu de Rue mare. Manuel was on the Colombian team in the Nations Cup here in Ocala 3 weeks ago. Works hard down that double and then pushes the distance. Gets where he needs to be though. Landed that little bit short out of the double, had to really make it happen down to the Liverpool. Still clear at the moment, rolling back to the Hickstead rails. First to have those Hickstead rails coming into the triple combination on 4, and it's 8 now. And the Oxer at the C part down. So 1 on 0, 1 on 4 at the moment, heading affairs in this Savaro Coolers World Ranking class. Points on offer today in those Longines FEI World Rider Rankings. 8 faults in total for Manuel Torres and Cristofellini. Those 8 faulters will be divided according to time, so he goes into 4th. Lucy Delorier, our fastest 8, Manuel Torres, and then Paulo Sergio Mateo Santana Filho.
This is a horse called Stranger. It's one that Andrew Ramsey took to the Longines FEI World Cup jumping qualifier at Las Vegas towards the end of last year. Had some good top 3 placings already in 2017 as well. It's the 11-year-old Stranger, Andrew Ramsey for the USA.
Back to the US now, Andrew Ramsey. Andrew is top 10 in the World Cup qualifier at Las Vegas.
How's that jump look good?
Picked up points also at Del Mar and at T-Bird, all out on the West Coast. Andrew, a former winner at Las Vegas and also a Grand Prix winner in Europe at Drachten.
Get in front of this.
Andrew with the Syndicate-owned Stranger by Staccato. It's our 9th to go, and at the moment just the 1 clear round. Very well ridden down that line.
Ground's pretty nice for the rails.
Just nudges the Hickstead rails, but they stay in place. Actually just taps the central pole.
I'm sure they're going to end up taking a break for a while too.
Going for this triple on the 8.
The triple combination line, they've got to sit up and ride this vertical as well. So 1 for Ireland in the clubhouse on a clear. Will Andrew Ramsey be the first for the US? 1 more to go. The time's all right. Andrew Ramsey. We definitely have a jump off today in the Savaro Coolers World Ranking class.
The USA's Andrew Ramsey and Stranger. So, Andrew Ramsey's clear, and we will be treating to jump off against the clock again in this 35 Hunter Holloway rode so well yesterday, picking up a top 6.
Hunter Holloway, Hunter with Casavell by Cassini out of Kidam de Revel mare. Hunter is a rider who shows regularly at Omaha, the CenturyLink Centre, the venue for next month's Longines FEI World Cup jumping finals. Class winner at the Ocala Nations Cup show here across town 3 weeks ago. Hunter was a runner-up in the under-25 tour at the Pennsylvania National last year. Once again, we're seeing the range of faults spread right around Bob Ellis's track, even after just 9 competitors. Only 2 of them have turned in a clear.
Yeah. You want to get loaded, bro? Yeah, I want to get loaded.
It's also saying with the range of material on offer here at the Live Oak Jump Store, a real different flavour to the course today as well. I don't think we have any fences out that we had yesterday.
Same song and dances yesterday.
It's a very, very fresh day for them.
To be easy.
Rolling back to the Hicks
Really
River
fried
Rails.
chicken are my freaking.
No, they're frying a fuck ton of chicken behind
Right?
that tent. No, they are.
Those are all the Live Oak stud rails.
I'm gonna go up Lake Bro. I've been sitting in the ring for an hour and a half.
Properties in
Come
Ocala
on.
and Marion County.
Smelling fried chicken.
The Webber family's home to their racing operation, their thoroughbred breeding operation, even their cattle breeding operation here at Live Oak. So clear down that tough line on the long diagonal of the arena, coming towards the final line. Hunter Holloway could be a young gun in the jump off here. It is. So clear round number 3. It's been a while and now suddenly they're coming thick and fast, these clear rounds over Bob Ellis's track here at Live Oak.
For the rider who took the win in the place last year, Hunter Holloway and Casavell will feature. 2 for the USA, 1 for Ireland, already through. And now to the man that had a great start to his campaign with a 4th place finish yesterday. That was with his 8-year-old Eddie Blue. Different horse for him today. This one's a 10-year-old. It's Cooper.
So we go on to Devon Ryan now. Devon, who owns and rides Cooper. Unanium is the sire of Cooper. And Devon is previously well placed at the World Cup qualifier at the Hampton Classic a few years ago when it was on the World Cup circuit. Still a Longines show up there in the Hamptons. Devon with a class win at the Ocala Nations Cup show 3 weeks ago across town here at the HITS post-time farm venue. So clear the double to the Liverpool. And it gives that a hard rub at 7. And they're tighter than many turning back to these stud rails. And clear. Might it be 3 clears in a row? And Andrew Ramsey and Hunter Holloway with clears in quick succession after Cian O'Connor opened up the account. Devon O'Ryan has to answer the question set by this triple combination. Related vertical at the end of the course. 2 more jumping efforts for Devon. Just a little bit to the left hand side of the Longines, so going the slight inside line, 1 stride shorter to the last. That doesn't work out for them. 4 faults at the closing moments of their round. Devon Ryan goes into 4th. It's our fastest 4-faulter.
It's for jumping 7:8:35 there for Devon Ryan and Cooper. Is our fastest in the 4-faulter, so heads into 4th place at this stage. Long way to go though. Standing by is a man who was just picked at the post yesterday by Jessica Springsteen. Picks up 2nd here on the opening day for our jumpers at Live Oak. This is a new ride for him, different horse than we saw yesterday. It's a 12-year-old there by Air Jordan.
Matthias Tromp. Matthias, who was in the top 3 yesterday with his other horse, rides Air Pia VG by Air Jordan. course, only recently come across to Matthias. Matthias jumped in the USEF National Under-25 Championships at Lexington, Kentucky last year alongside the World Cup qualifier. He was a runner-up in a metre 50 jump-off class at Post Time Farm across town here in Ocala a few weeks ago. Very, very lucky there in the back rail, because the back rails are on those spring-loaded cups that break away under downward pressure. To the triple combination out over the Oxa. 7 strides to the vertical, 2 more to go. Matthias Tromp really seems to be in his groove here at Live Oak this weekend. That podium finish yesterday in the ranking class, and now he's into the jump off in today's Laundry World ranking class. Savara Kulis $35,000 jump off. Matthias Tromp and Air Pia VG7 make it clear round number 4.
A little bit later on here this afternoon. Continuing with our representatives of the USA now, it's Candice King that comes forward with the 10-year-old Gelding Callisto. She really is establishing a great string. She's got the Caddy PDL, Essie Bansos, hold on tight, and of course this new one as well. Callisto, Candice King, USA.
So starting their round over the Savara Kulis fence, Candice King. Candice, who was 4th in the Central Park Horse Show Grand Prix 2 years ago, is 3 times a World Cup finalist. She was on the winning Nations Cup team for the US over in Europe at Rotterdam a year or 2 ago. We saw her at the American Gold Cup meeting in upstate New York last September, but she didn't jump in the World Cup, and she's just come down heavy on that back bar in the double. So an early 4 faults means we stay on just the 4 clears at the moment. Triple combination line. They seem to have unlocked the secret to this triple now. It's been jumping pretty successfully for everyone after the opening rounds, when it was the real deal breaker. What a shame having that early pull down at the double at 5.85B. 80.18 seconds on the clock means that 4 faults for Candice King is classified into 6th place. Devon Ryan still in 5th with our fastest 4.
Representing Venezuela, and this is a horse he took to the Nations Cup final last year. It's the 11-year-old gelding by Verdi, Bon Jovi, and Manuel Andrade for Venezuela.
Just the first part down there, sadly, for Candice. As we go to Rio Olympian, Emmanuel Andrade riding Bon Jovi for Venezuela. Emmanuel, who was 5th in the Nations Cup Grand Prix at Post Time Farm 3 weeks ago, having jumped on the Friday on the Nations Cup squad. Just missed out on a top 10 finish in the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Mexico this time last year. One for Ireland, 3 for the USA in the jump off at the moment. Are they about to be joined by 1 for Venezuela?
really is such a nice horse. 76, 96,
on the money on that distance for the last.
Bon
Manuel
Jovi
Andrade gives us around number 5.
Already out in the middle is Marilyn Little, and this is a horse that she took to the Longy FEI World Cup qualifier, the American Gold Cup, and also at the Washington International Horse Show. The fellow win together in 2017, and it is Marilyn Little next. Clearwater for the USA.
Marilyn Little takes her turn now. We're riding Karen O'Connor's Clearwater. Marilyn, the winner of the World Cup qualifier here at Live Oak last year. She's been a Grand Prix winner at Bromont, won a metre 60 at Spruce. Had a podium finish in the Ocala Nations Cup Grand Prix last year, and was runner-up in a big Grand Prix at Tryon last July. Alongside which, she has for the last 5 years been riding at the very top level in the sport of eventing as well, and Marilyn is the current Pan Am Games individual gold medalist in that sport. So clear to the stud rails, turning back to the Brook Ledge fence. We saw the Brook Ledge go a few times early on. We saw the triple combination go a few times early on. So they just now seem to have found the key. Well, having said that, the third part of the triple is on the floor, sadly, for Marilyn Little.
So
4 faults in 78.87. That's going to go as the second fastest 4 faulter, just behind Devon Ryan.
Katie Abrahamson and Bugatti, certainly no strangers to this stage. We saw them here at Live Oak in 2016, and have finished just outside the top 10, and of course now come back here once again. It is the 14-year-old gelding Bugatti, Katie Abrahamson for the USA.
Katie Abrahamson on course. Katie with Abrahamson Equestrian's Bugatti by Indoctro. Katie is a returning visitor to Live Oak. Jumped here the last couple of years on the trot. Team silver medalist at the 2014 North American Young Riders. So we're seeing so many young guns in the sport here in North America at the moment who are products of that North American Junior and Young Rider Championships. Katie jumped a little in Europe last summer and took a podium finish in part of the Under-25 Tour in the inaugural year of the Split Rock Jumping Tour up in Lexington, Kentucky. Clear up the triple combination line and seals the deal with the vertical at the end of the related distance. Well, there we are. It's another young rider. All I think still in the U25 ranks, and Katie Abrahamson joins them. So that is another clear round. Oh. Right. Tricky, you look away. The last one down. What a shame for Katie. 4 faults. Angel Caroli. Angel with Cento. Angel, a team gold and bronze medalist at the Central American and Caribbean Games. It's on the podium here in the World Cup qualifier at Live Oak a couple of years ago as well, and we saw Angel a few weeks ago jumping Nations Cup for his country at Ocala. There's a good round. Oh, instant you open your mouth. Middle part of the triple combination down for 4 faults. Didn't have the best of days yesterday, Angel, so it'll be nice to see him through to the jump off today. Just pushes the front bar on that Longines, but it rolls back luckily enough. Fiddles a little bit to the last, but he gets there. But it's into time. 86 seconds for the time allowed. So it's 4 for jumping, 1 for time. So Angel's on 5. That's going to knock him right down the rankings into 11th behind every single 4-faulter.
United States of America once again. Aaron Vail comes forward. He's got 3 nice horses here this weekend, including one that we'll see tomorrow at Longines FEI World Cup Jumping Qualifier. Back to each ride for today though, and this is an 11-year-old called Carlo. Aaron Vail, USA.
It's a wonderful fence, these stud rails. You don't see them very, very often. I think sometimes the riders scratch their heads a little bit, as we're seeing today, though they are jumping superbly. Already over the first, Aaron Vail. Aaron with North Face Farms Carlo by Casal. Aaron, who took a top 5 finish at the Washington International Horse Show, when he also split the Puissance. We've seen him in good results in Grand Prix at the Kentucky Horse Park last May, at Devon in Pennsylvania, and at Upperville in Virginia this year. And he was a class winner at the Ocala Nations Cup show 3 weeks ago across town. Still holding a 0 score as they come to the triple combination line. Lands and pushes then over the vertical at the end of the related distance. The time is not too tight, but it would be a disaster to jump clear and just click up that one-time penalty. And what a shame. Just really knelt down on the last. So it ends up on 4 faults there for Aaron Vail. Another one falling foul of the very, very last.
5 players we have at the moment: Ian O'Connor, Andrew Ramsey, Hunter Holloway, Matthias Strong, and Emmanuel Oglani, all in the mix.
Just see it in replay, just didn't get high enough, ends up chesting down on the fence. Didn't have it in front or behind, it was actually the horse's chest that resulted in that pole coming down for Aaron. Michael Morrissey, Chance Saint-Emel for the United States of America. GBS Equestrian, the owners on this one. Michael had a podium at the Great Lakes Tour in Michigan last summer and made a return to the international ranks in 2016 after 4 years away. Clear of that wall, there's some great and interesting and original material coming into the ring for the first time today. So from the double over the Liverpool water tray. It's cleverly placed, that stud rails fence as well. The little white picket fencing you can see is just covering a stand for watering the arena, and just by positioning that fence where it is, Bob has made that little white picket fencing an integral part of the course, and just means they can't ride out super wide and make up, you know, the most schooling preparation that they might wish to for those stud rails. They have to take them on a little bit of an angle, on a little bit of a quick approach. So Michael Morrissey, just taps that last, but it's good. 82.01 for Michael Morrissey and Chance Saint-Amel. So into the jump off now as number 6.
She's picked up a couple of medals at the Young Rider Championships representing the USA. Yesterday this one shot right quite nicely, just on an unlucky rail. It is a 10-year-old gelding by Shadow Blue. Hope that is on for me. Brittany Raflowitz for the USA.
Brittany Raflowitz, individual silver medalist at the Young Riders in 2015. The Young Riders is the under 21 level of our sport. Brittany also jumped in the inaugural USEF National Under 25 Championships in Kentucky. It's been on Nations Cup teams at Samarin in Slovakia, and jumped World Cup here at Live Oak last year. Brittany riding Hope van Zorgvliet, another by Chaco Blue. You just hear the tap on that fence, but actually the pole didn't move at all. Into the triple combination line and out safely for Brittany Raflowitz. Not far to go now. Ride this corner in front of the party tent as well as they can. They come to the Longines Oxa. She's on the left hand side, tight on the inside track. And again just rattles that last, but it is clear. USA is so well represented here this afternoon in this Barrow $35,000 jumper. World ranking points, great prize money, and a fantastic field. Headed to Germany next, but he did make the move here to the USA in 2008. Still represents his home country, Christian Heineken. The 9-year-old gelding that he took to a World Cup qualifier quite recently and finished 8th place. NPH Calango, Christian Heineken, Germany. Christian Heineken in the ring. Christian with NKH Calango. Christian here this weekend to try and ensure qualification for the World Cup finals in Omaha. Top 10s at Del Mar and Thermal, and also the win at Las Vegas. Off the first part of the triple combination, has to push for the last, but NKH Calango by Calvados just showing some good scope there, finishing up the line in fine style. 2 more to go for Christian Heineken. Might give us one for Germany into the jump off. At the moment it's the USA, Venezuela and Ireland with jump off contenders, and Germany will watch from the sidelines in the form of Christian Heineken. Anyway, that last is down.
Christian Heineken, NPH Calango, 80.77. Adrian Sterner joins us now, representing the USA. It's a really important weekend for her because she currently ranks 15th in the Eastern Subleague for the Longines FEI World Cup qualifier. And if she does well in tomorrow's competition, she could end up qualifying for the World Cup finals in Omaha. Big weekend. It's Adrian Stanley to Ryan DeHelby for the USA.
Adrian Sternlicht. Adrian with Starlight Farms Rare LB by Fergar Mail. Sol Francais braid this one. Adrian was top 10 in the 5-star Grand Prix at Tryon in North Carolina last October. Had some wins in Europe at Chantilly and Valkenswaard. Adrian was 4th with the double clear at the Wellington Masters, jumped very well the following week in the 5-star at the Winter Equestrian Festival as well. Needs points this weekend to try and get to Omaha. There's 23 points at the moment on the league. Well, we haven't seen that go for a while, but go it does for Adrian Sternlicht just at the end of the related distance line off the triple combination. Seven strides to the last. Comes home on 4 faults in 82.08.
0-8 there for Adrian Sternlicht and Ryan DeHelby. Stay on the 7 players at this stage. That's a 9-year-old horse called Invincible Florence. It is a brand new ride for Melvin Gradling. On one of the family Weber, of course. Represents Sweden normally. It is Melvin Gradling now, though. Available Florence with the Netherlands.
Melvin Greveling for the Netherlands with Available Florence, Irish sport horse by Lux. It's Melvin's first time jumping internationally in the US. Just jumped one international show last year. Melvin represented the Netherlands as a young rider, the under 21s level. Again, we've seen it before, the first part of that double down, and ends up having to really reach at the end of that distance for the Water Tray Oxer. And the hand goes up. It's going to retire there on course, Melvin Greveling. Oh my goodness. Obviously just an adjustment. He does come and jump the stud rails. So 2 fences from home for Melvin, carrying 8 faults thus far. Comes down heavy on the back bar of the Longines, so that's 12 faults and clears the last, so total of 12 in 83.36, so all right on the clock.
Available Florence 83.36. Axel Barrios about to get underway. This is of course called Helsinki. One he took just those last summer. Some really nice runs there, finishing top 10 at 5-star level. Yesterday had a really unlucky rail. We wish him well today. Axel Barrios, Helsinki, Guatemala.
So Axel Barrios, Guatemalan rider, owns and rides Helsinki, the 10-year-old by Andiamo. Axel represented Guatemala at the 2015 Pan American Games. He's a returning visitor to us at Live Oak. Didn't qualify for the World Cup qualifier last year. First in a wee while to end up on 4 faults at the Hickstead stud rails, but now a disobedience there going to the brook ledge. Just didn't have a great spot off the corner into that brook ledge. Big filler at the bottom, drawing the horse's eye to the base. They're sticky at the second time of asking. Got a lot of work to do to get down this triple combination line. No. Second disobedience is going to incur elimination for Axel Barrios, and Helsinki just not quite going forward in the way you need to today.
Plenty more talent still to come forward though here. The $35,000 Severo jumper. We're heading back to the United States of America, and to a horse that's nicknamed Big Goose. It's the 14-year-old mare, Devendi S, and it's Jessica Springsteen who had an incredible win here just yesterday, representing the USA.
So now Jessica Springsteen, Jessica with Devendi by Kashmir von Schuttershoff. Stonehill Farm owned this 14-year-old mare. Jessica took the win here yesterday in our Longines ranking class, the qualifier for the Longines FEI World Cup jumping qualifier. Jessica has won the Socrates Million last September. She's been on winning Nations Cup teams, including at Dublin. Former winner of the American Gold Cup World Cup qualifier. At the moment, Omaha not necessarily on her radar, but if she did pick up the win tomorrow, she'd certainly be on the points to be eligible to go, and that might change her mind. Another day, another clear. Jessica Springsteen is going to go clear and into the jump off here with Devendi S. Yesterday's winners make it clear round number 8.
Right, moving on then. Leslie Howard comes forward next. The horse that she knows inside out. Been together since the summer of 2015. They've jumped Grand Prix, World Cup qualifiers, and all over North America. It's an 11-year-old by Heartbreaker, Gentile Mansfield bound. Leslie Howard, USA.
Leslie Berhowd, Gentil van Spijveld by Heartbreaker. Leslie, 19 times the World Cup finalist. She took the win in '86, gold medalist at the LA Olympics, silver medalist at the Atlanta Olympics. Had a couple of class wins at the Pennsylvania National this winter. And Leslie opened up her account for the Longines FEI World Cup Jumping North American League season with a runner-up spot at Bromont near Montreal in Canada last July. North American League 14 qualifiers strong, A story that opened up, as I say, in Bromont last July and ends here this weekend at Live Oak, Ocala, Florida. So Leslie didn't have the best day yesterday, or indeed this morning, with Up and Blue Chapelle earlier on the class. This is her second ride in the class, Jean-Thiel van Spijveld. And this time she gets the result she wants. Clear round and back into the jump ball for Leslie Howard.
Jean-Thiel van Spijveld heading through to that jump ball. So we're up to 9 players at this stage. We're going to see another couple, then we'll take a really short break. But for now, we go to another of our athletes in feature.
So clear round number 9 goes the way of Leslie Verhouden and Jean-Thiel van Spijveld, the Olympic champion, World Cup champion, safely through to our jump. Two-time Olympian Scott Keach, Chico W. Scotty rode in the Rio Olympics as a show jumper. He rode at the Seoul Olympics as an eventer for Australia. This time last year he took the Nations Cup Grand Prix win at Hits Post Time Farm. Was just napping a little bit going across the ring towards this wall. I think he's going to have to be given 4 faults here for a resistance of forward motion. So on a total of 8 as the wall goes as well. The first time it's gone. So into time as well. The last is on the grind. So it's a total of 17 in 104.04 for Scott Keach and Chico.
So we'll see one more, then we take that short break and we return to Germany once again. Andre Thieme comes next to go with the 9-year-old stallion, Cupertino.
Andre Thieme and Cupertino. Andre rode at the Nations Cup shows for Germany last year at Falsterbo in Sweden and Sopot in Poland, both at the 5-star level. Here in the US, he's twice been a $1 million class winner. And Andre, a returning rider to us here at Live Oak, jumped here last year as well at this Central Florida Longines FEI World Cup qualifier. Unbelievable, just not quite on their mark there, and ended up crashing into the front of the jump. So it's 4 faults for the refusal. 6 seconds are added. The clock is stopped. Andre has to decide whether he's going to come around again. If he does retire at this point, for instance, he is allowed to go and jump another fence just to give the horse a good experience coming out. Let's have a look at it again in replay. Again, everything looks sweet and dandy here, but just at the last moment they were in actually exactly the right spot, but the horse just planted, didn't take off, and ending up with that refusal. So that'll put him on a total of 8, knocking it at the second attempt. And now, having got a couple of fences under his belt, he is going to put up the hand and retire. So Andre Thieme and Cupertino retire on course.
So then, we take a short break and then we will be back underway to see the...
So we're just about halfway through the starting list of the first round of this Savaro Coolers sponsored Longines FEI World Ranking class, the $35,000 jump off class this afternoon at the Live Oak International. And we'll be back with the action in the second half of the first round in just a few moments. At the moment we have 9 have jumped clear: Cian O'Connor, Andrew Ramsey, Hunter Holloway, Matthias Tromp, Emmanuel Andrade, Michael Morrissey, Brittany Raftovitz, Jessica Springsteen and Leslie Burr.
Jessica Springsteen, who won yesterday, and Leslie Howard. It's already such a strong field, and we have 29 partnerships still to come forward here in the first round of this Savaro $35,000 World Ranking class here at Live Oak International. As you can see, our ring crew are already underway. We're just going to get some adjustments to that ring. We'll get the ruler in. We'll be about 5 to 10 minutes. Don't forget, at the very top of the ring, it is the chalet bar, right? Admission permission, and that bar is open to anybody. Really should be quite cool in there. The bar's open, grab a drink, and we'll be back in just a few moments' time. Well, we are just about to get underway. Pick the action of one set here in the $35,000 Safari Jumper here at Live Oak International. If you have just joined us, it is a jump off competition that we're seeing here this afternoon. So I might just come and follow the fresh lights. Now we've got a quality of first, and I've got 9 players, so they all head through to a jump off. I think we're going to see about the same again because we've got 29 partnerships still left to come here in the first round. The track we see in front of us designed by Bob Ellis and Calvin Bywater from Great Britain. Bob Ellis, of course, responsible for the London Olympic Games, and Calvin Bywater has built a championship level all over the world. And the track they built here consisting of 13 obstacles, 16 jumping efforts, the time allows 86 seconds.
So welcome back. Our next competitor is with us in this Longines ranking class, $35,000 Savaro Coolers jump off this afternoon here at the Live Oak International. At the moment we have 9 clear rounds on our second half of the draw in this first round, all hoping to join them for the jump off. Bob Ellis setting the course, 86 seconds the time allowed, and we start back underway with Hayley Waters riding Chuck and Dana Waters Quirrent by Quite Easy. Hayley rode World Cup qualifier here at Live Oak 2 years ago. Jumped in the Saugerties Million last September and double clear in a jump off class at the 2-star International at Post Time Farm a week or so ago. And we have that 45-second countdown. She left just a quarter of a second of it remaining. The real meat of the course here as they ride this dog leg to the double, 5A, 5B. We've seen 5A down a few times, and then they've really got to get down to that water tray at the last moment. There's actually quite a lot of poles in the face of it, and at the last moment then some of the horses will pick up that water tray. I think that's exactly what happened to Quirrent, ending up with the 4 faults there. And clear the stud rails and coming back to the Brookledge fence. This was problematic early in the class. Brookledge and the triple combination, of course, which followed. This change is on the way down to the vertical, but all clear. Not too many being caught out by the time allowed of 86 seconds. And here's another one who's going to be well inside it, but sadly the last on the ground as well, 81.34 for 8 faults for Hayley Waters.
The USA. Going now to Colombia. Emmanuel Gayos. Horse that he's had for around about 6 months now. This is an 11-year-old called Kashif. Emmanuel Gayos, Colombia.
Just see again the last stride there where the horse clocked that water tray, ended up hitting the fence, going up and coming down. Juan Manuel Gallego. Juan Manuel with Kulosh Vondenbroy by Cadence van Gelut. This combination for Colombia. We saw Juan Manuel Gallego jumping for his country in the FEI Nations Cup competition at Ocala 3 weeks ago. And Juan Manuel jumped in the Longines FEI World Cup jumping qualifier here at Live Oak last year. He won the World Cup League final in Colombia in 2013. The following year was the runner-up in that same class. Just rattles the back bar of that double. Just within millimeters, I'd say, of having that back bar, and you sort of felt that was coming. When they went quite 100% over the double, you really have to work hard not to end up having front or back bar on that water tray. But still clear at the moment. They've pushed their luck a little bit, but they are clear. So 2 to go. Juan Manuel Gallego might be our first clear since the resumption of competition. Venezuela, Ireland, the USA with clears at the moment. And now it is one for Colombia. Juan Manuel Gallego, Kulash van der Broij will be back for the jump off as clear round number 10 in today's Savaro Coolers world ranking competition for those all important Longines world ranking points. Candice King back with us. Candice this time riding Devon Ryan's E-Boy W. Candice had a fast 4-falter with her first ride, Callisto. Candice jumped in the May meeting at the Old Salem Farm last year, and also at the American Gold Cup meeting, but didn't come through to the World Cup qualifier on the Sunday up there in upstate New York. Clear the stud rails for Candice. E-Boy W, 8-year-old by Mr. Blue out of a Fin mare. So the A element of the triple combination is down. So to 6 strides up to that vertical. So just the 4 faults for Candice King and E-Boy W in a time of 81.40. That will go 16th on our ranking. 9 with 4 falters behind our 10 clears. Those who don't come back for the jump off will be classified according to faults and time in this first round. So Candice King on a 4. Caroline McLeese, Caroline who jointly owns this horse Caprioso with a lot of times this related distance this weekend from Bob Ellis has been about riding the corner correctly, cutting in on the corner and ending up there on the half stride to that line. Could result in utter disaster. A tap at the front rail of fence 7 here just in front of us. And finally the pole that's been coming a little while does come. It's the rail off the top of the stud rails, just losing the hind end there on the turn back to the brook ledge. Yeah, ended up again not in the sweetest of spots. Has to reach for that back rail, doesn't quite make it. Can they make it up the triple combination clear? A little bit of a touch on the back rail. Okay, and now they can breathe again after that intense section of the course. This final line of 2. Ending up having to fiddle the last stride or 2 into the last, so it is 12 faults in the final analysis for Caroline McLeese and Caprioso.
Well, if you were with us yesterday, you would have seen this partnership jump a really nice clear round and also to finish in 12th place. It's a Kuna Matata, a 9-year-old mare that Coach and Citizen rides for the USA.
Nicole Cheney and Simpson, who's ridden to 5-star level, including at the great Aachen Showgrounds in Germany. Represented the US at the 2002 World Equestrian Games, and Nicole, a 6-time World Cup finalist. Nicole rides Carol Rosenstein and Silver Raven Farms Hakuna Matata. Early pole though. Just struggling a little bit for control on this turn to set themselves up for this line double. They're a long way off that double. They need to push to the water tray. So this is a real shame. It's not been the smoothest round, but actually just that one very, very early pole marring the record on 4 faults for Nicole Shahanian-Simpson and Hakuna Matata.
This horse was really quick against the clutch jump. Nicely the American Gold Cup and the Central Park last year. Minota, Marlon Little, USA.
Marilyn Little, Marilyn back with us this time with Corona. Raylin Farms Corona. So the defending Live Oak World Cup qualifier champion from 2016. Pan Am Games gold medalist in the sport of eventing in Toronto 2015. It's the reigning national 3-star champion in that sport as well. About 5 years ago, really concentrated for a year or two on the eventing, and actually now for the last 2 or 3 years has been riding dual purpose. Has some real top horses in both spheres. Top 250 ranked in the world of show jumping and top 100 ranked in the world of eventing. Podium last year at Post Time Farm here in Ocala in the Grand Prix, and also in a good Grand Prix at Tryon, as well as that World Cup victory here at Live Oak on the turf. That's the round she's been waiting for. Marilyn Little into the jump off. Marilyn is going to be clear round number 11 and will be back to challenge. She is a demon against the clock, and she'll be back to challenge some of the very best in the world in the jump off of this Longines world ranking class.
Really good partnership still to come as well, of course. Angel Caroli joins us once again with his second ride. Went very well here yesterday. It's the 13-year-old Amigo, Angel Caroli from Venezuela.
You just see that in replay. That back bar moved a little bit, but stayed in place, a 0 score. Second ride in the competition for Angel Caroli. This time it's Amigo, Hollow Creek Farms horse. The Venezuelan rider has ridden to Pan Am Games level, also to the World Championships in 2014. And we saw him riding at the Nations Cup 3 weeks ago here in Ocala, Florida, at Post Time Farm. All wrong there, just ended up trying to change a stride or two away, and they weren't right at all. 4 for jumping for the refusal and disobedience. 6 seconds will be added into the clock as well. You watch it on the replay. He just tries to make the horse go forward there and ends up having that explosive reaction to the aid. And then they were all wrong. There was literally no horse in the world, I think, would have really taken off there. So the live oak fence is down. I think it's the first time it's gone, but we are starting to build up that pattern we had yesterday where each and every jump has delivered a fault at some stage during the day. Clear down this line. It's going to be really disappointing that all these faults are going to have come really from the one incident. Jumping around the rest of the course pretty well, and actually going to put an R on the scorecard instead of faults and time, which was going to be what was liable to happen. Well, that's coming in as eliminated. I think it was a little bit push me pull you as to whether that's going to be eliminated or really whether Angel just pulled up.
Colombia. And it is Jorge Andres Barrera. His Grammy ride for 2017. The 10-year-old's Cartouche.
Jorge Andres Barrera with Cartouche. Colombian owns and rides this 10-year-old stallion. Jorge just starting to jump up here in North America. Jumped the 2-star a fortnight ago at Post Time Farm. Turning back to the stud rails, still 0 at the moment. Spots a lovely long one over that big tall stud rails. They must be all of the metre 50 this class can be built to. One already for Colombia in our jump off, Juan Manuel Gallego. And good on the clock as well, 83.58. He's done everything required. That is another clear round over this Bob Ellis track. 12 so far out of 36 starters. So we are quite literally converting about 1 in 3 rounds to a clear.
It's called Contina R, and this is Marcus Weerbaum for Germany.
Germany's Marcus Beerbaum now. Contina R, the 9-year-old by Contendro. German rider won the 2-star Grand Prix at Madrid indoors in November and outdoors at the Glock Show in Austria in June of last year. Jumping in Wellington, Florida for the spring. Marcus is a 5-time World Cup finalist. He's been on the podium. He placed 3rd in Las Vegas a few years ago. And with the German team, he has been a European team and world team gold medalist. And clear the stud rails. Marcus just riding 1 in the class today. At the show with 2 or maybe 3 horses. So it could be another nation joining the jump-off lineup as Marcus Beerbaum for Germany approaches the last. He's clear of it, and a great time, 78.28. It is one of the fastest clear rounds at the moment as well.
Really shone if you want the lion's share of the prize fund today. One young rider who's already guaranteed a place is Hunter Holloway. We saw her a little bit earlier with the first ride, and now of course back with another. This is a 9-year-old called Casanova. Hunter Holloway for the USA.
Hunter Holloway takes her turn again. Hunter already with Cassavell in the jump-off. Can she put Casanova there as well? This 9-year-old by Cassara out of a Lafrague mare. Seen Hunter at the Washington leg and the Palm Beach Masters leg of the Longines FEI World Cup jumping this season. Just flipping a brick out of the top of the wall for an early 4 faults in this round, so just the one in the jump off for Hunter. That's exacerbated by the back rail of the first part of the double, so on 8 faults. Oh, unfortunately the stud rails down as well, just a little bit rounder on the turn back to the stud rails. Middle part of the triple combination down. It's difficult to judge how far they were off that, looking straight down the barrel of the gun, but you get a sense of how intense that part of the course is from the Brook Ledge all the way back up to the Golden Lions. So coming home on 16 faults, Hunter Holloway is going to be in fact a total of 20 with the last on the ground as well.
83.75, but don't forget we will see her back later with Cassavell, that one already clear and safely through. Moving now to Callan Solomon. This is a rider who all started when she was a child. They went on a beach ride and she knew as soon as she got off that this is something she wanted to do for the rest of her life. And now she rides about 40 to 60 hours a week. We saw her at the World Cup final last year, but back with a 9-year-old today. Davison, Callan Solomon for the USA.
Callan Solomon comes forward for the first time, just the one ride in the class. She rides Davidson by Harley VDL. Callan could do with some points this weekend, having taken a second at the National Horse Show in Lexington, Kentucky. Probably needs to take very nearly the win here to stand any chance of going to Omaha. Callan was a finalist at Gothenburg last spring. And Callan last winter, as well as being second in the Longines World Cup qualifier at Kentucky. She was second in the Grand Prix at the Pennsylvania National as well. So it's unfortunate the first part of the triple combination down means that Callan won't be back for the jump off here in this class.
First part of the combination comes down, it's 4 faults at 82.78 there for Callan Solomon Davison representing the USA. Moving on now to Peter Lutz, yet another rider.
So that total of 4 goes into 22nd position for Callan Solomon. 5-star partners Davidson.
This one's a 12-year-old by Rockefeller Zads. Retiro, Peter Lutz, USA.
On course, Peter Lutz. Peter, a former winner of the Maclay Medal, the ASPCA Horsemanship Award. Peter rode in his first World Cup finals at Gothenburg. Just makes that big adjustment coming into the wall. A little bit like Angel Caroli, but the adjustment works for him. He ends up clear. Peter's best result this season has been an 11th place finish at Las Vegas in the World Cup Series. Last year he was the winner of the Las Vegas Longines FEI World Cup jumping qualifier. So just that one pole keeping him out of the jump off. 83 seconds and 4 faults for Peter Lutz and Retiro.
So we stay on 13 clears at this stage. A long way to go though, about 17 partnerships still to feature. And we move now to Andrea Torres. So she comes forward representing Colombia.
So as we see again, rattles the middle part of the triple combination. That ends up just pushing him an inch or two too close to the last, so they have the front rail.
It's the 9-year-old 50 Shades,
Andrea Torres. Andrea Torres has jumped here at Live Oak the last 2 years running. Jumped internationally at the Horses in the Sun post-time farm venue, including at the Nations Cup show. Andrea owns and rides this one, 50 Shades for Colombia. So the A part of the double is down. Can they get out safely? They do over the water tray. Too much downward pressure on that back rail. It had to go. So 8 faults. Trails the hind legs across that stud rail as well. Just keeps putting down in the middle of a jump. I think she does right to pull away from the triple combination there. Just try and get everything anchored and back under control. See whether she's going to carry on now when she gets the horse back together with her. No, it looks like a retirement there for Andrea Torres and 50 Shades.
So don't forget, 13 combinations already coming back. Chloe Reid joins us now. She's qualified her other horse, Code Darko, for Longines FEI World Cup jumping qualifier tomorrow. She's just back from Nations Cup chasing. It is Chloe Reid and Donald for the USA.
So Chloe Reid with Live Oak's Donald by Diarado. Ride Code Darko tomorrow in the World Cup qualifier for which she's qualified. She was second in that class last year to Marilyn Little. Chloe was on the US team, the Hermes US jumping team for the Nations Cup at Wellington, Florida, just last week. Trains with Marcus Beerbaum, jumping with him in Europe, including in the Longines FEI World Cup jumping qualifier at La Coruña in Spain just before Christmas. Donald an 8-year-old by Diarado. Clear into and out of the double. Sails out over the big water tray as well. Now just anchors the horse. Donald was going quite onward, but what you have to have as a rider in the back of your mind as well is just pushing them away from the in-out gate as well to that big square oxer. Jumps the rails. Clear up this line, just a little bit of a jink. No problem at all. They get the distance they want to that golden black vertical. 2 more fences to go for Chloe Reid. Oh no! Just steps over the last, catches it behind. 4 faults for Chloe Reid at the last with Donald.
Representing the USA. Just a super round, all the way around to the last. Devin Ryan comes forward next. Now, we saw him in the opening competition here live with the
Just watch it again.
and he finished 4th with this.
Nothing wrong, just
One thing he's been producing is just
ends up just not jumping it in the greatest of shapes. It kind of steps over it in front, and then the hind end isn't able to flick up and be athletic and clear the fence. Devin Ryan, Devin with LI show jumpers. Eddie Blue by Zorocco Blue, the VDL sire. That 5-stride distance to the Live Oak Oxer. So clear to date for Devon, coming to the triple combination line. Well, it's been a while since we saw Marcus Beerbaum go clear, and we've come close once or twice, but that has done it. Devin Ryan is clear, giving us clear round number 14. And we just have about 10 or 12 more to jump in this first round.
Jessica Springfield already safely through with the Vegas. Got back with another of her rights. This is a 10-year-old mare by Bamboo Dumoulin. Tiger Lily, Jessica Springsteen for the USA.
Jessica Springsteen back with us, this time riding Tiger Lily. Stonehill Farms horse Jessica is already through to the jump off with yesterday's winner Devendi. Jessica, former winner also of the SPCA Maclay medal at the National Horse Show, and oh my goodness, Tiger Lily just slams the brakes on in the last stride before the wall, and off Jess comes. So that is triumph and disaster in the same class. 1 through to the jump off and 1 eliminated.
She will be back with Devendi S in that jump off a little bit later. So I mentioned earlier, each of our riders know in that jump off they really are going to have to fight all the turns of Cushon. Such a strong field here at Live Oak for 2017. And of course, don't forget tomorrow we will see the Longines FEI World Cup jumping qualifier in Ocala. So do make sure you come back and join us because it's the final one. And so many riders are in contention for a place to head to the Longines FEI World Cup final in Omaha, Nebraska. And that's the Right, let's also that Sean Wardley representing his country at Olympic level.
Sean Wardley, Sean, the 2008 Olympian for New Zealand, rides Cayman de Sequoia.
This one's a 9-year-old, it jumped really well yesterday.
Sean, who took the opening class win yesterday here for New Zealand. Zone and Sky Groups Cayman de Sequoia by Radko Duteveld. Sean rode in the Nations Cup team for New Zealand here in Ocala last spring. Took a Grand Prix win at Tryon in North Carolina last autumn and was top 10 here in the World Cup qualifier last year. So 14 clears so far. Devon Ryan giving us the most recent one of them, and Devon is also the fastest 440, just sitting in 15th place with Cooper. So the stud rails claim another few faults in this round. So does the Bruckle Edge. It's a long time since that's gone down in this first round. Sean clear up the triple combination line. He's well over to the left hand side, just makes the adjustment a little bit back towards the middle of the gold and black vertical. Eight faults in total then for Sean Wardley and Cayman de Sequoia for New Zealand.
Andre Zini returns. We saw Andre a little bit earlier with the first ride. Now back with a 9-year-old Mike Contendro called Honolulu. It's another one that featured yesterday. A fairly new ride for him in the past. Honolulu, Andre Zini, Germany.
Andre Thieme back with us, this time riding Conbaloo. Andre with Seth Vollenrat's Conbaloo by Contendro. Back bar off the double, sadly, for Andre, so no jump off for him with this horse either. Still 14 coming back to us. One of very few to have had particularly the front rail off that square oxer at 7. The stud rails go for good measure. Well, the last as well for 16 faults there for Andre Thema and Konbalu. Unlucky there at the fifth, you see just kind of tapped it in front. Kind of playing with it like a cat with a ball of wool. But down it came. It's the first of 4. Elise Oken riding Hitchcock van der Broekant. He's had lots of good results at Tryon at the various meetings there last year. Jumped the 2-star tour at the Longines Global Champions Tour Miami. And then a couple of years ago was on the US Tour to Europe and ended up second in the World Cup qualifier at Bratislava in Slovakia. Well, very unfortunate. That wall is starting to play a real influence here in the class. And 2 disobediences for Elise Oken is going to be elimination.
And then, of course, we'll head on to the final 10 because there's just 10 combinations left to come forward here in the first round. Then it gets exciting because we head to the jump off against the clock. 10 left to go. Representatives of the USA, Venezuela, and Canada all still to come. This one for the USA, though, Andrew Ramsey and Justin Ingram of the Rev.
10 left to go. Andrew Ramsey's the first of those 10. Andrew back with us once again. He rides at Jadalgo. Andrew with one already through to the jump off. That was Stranger earlier on. Jadalgo by Nabab Derev. Andrew scored a top 10 finish in the Longines FEI World Cup jumping qualifier at Las Vegas on the West Coast. Competition he in fact won back in the 2013 season. So it will end up just being 1 in the jump off for Andrew Ramsey as well, having the very, very first down. Andrew just making the adjustment. The horse was kind of jumping without moving forward, so he really moved it forward into the double and ended up just getting closer than the horse felt comfortable with, and it knocked the front rail on the way up. Back to really losing a lot of forward momentum there over the stud rails for quite an unusual fence. You wouldn't see it too often. And this horse, Jadalgo, is just 8 years old. Stays on his line, just a little bit left to centre down the triple combination to this vertical. So it is 8 faults. 8 in 83.67, so that goes right down the order for Andrew Ramsey Jadalgo. 14 clears. We'll be back to duke it out over the shortened course, and 9 remaining in the competition who could potentially join. So now in the ring, Nicole Walker for Canada. Nicole, who was the winner of the 2-star Grand Prix at the Longines Athena Anastas Horse Show last year, having placed second in the very same class in 2015. Nicole won a Grand Prix up in Canada in September and jumped double clear in a Winter Equestrian Festival Grand Prix this spring. Trains with Cian O'Connor. He scored our first clear round in this competition. Nicole with Falco von Speerveld by Toulon. Turns back towards the stud rails. Great quality of the jump of this horse. You really see it when we watch that meter 50 stud rails from the side. He's just flicking behind, making sure of his jumps. Just roll that one in front, sadly. So 4 faults for Nicole. She won't be joining her mentor Cian in the jump off. One to go, looking to come home on just the 4 faults. And that's it, just under the 80 seconds, 80.63 and 4 faults for Nicole Walker and Falco von Speerveld for Canada.
It's the 10-year-old Chuck Berry for the USA.
Abigail McArdle on the track with Chuck Berry by Checo Blue. Just tapping into the double, but it stays in place. Abigail, who's been over to Europe, had wins right the way around the continent, Fontainebleau, Dinard, Lisbon, and the 2-star tours of the Longines Global Champions Tour at Chantilly and Valkenswaard. Abigail had a top 10 and then more recently a podium at Grand Prix down at the Winter Equestrian Festival. This is just napping away from the Brook Ledge fence. Well, turns the circle now that absolutely guarantees that the judges have to give it 4 faults. This could be one that comes home without touching a pole and still has to carry 4 faults. What a shame. He rolls up there on 6 strides, a forward 6, but takes the top rail away with them. And over the last, so it is 8 for jumping and 2 for time, a total of 10 for Abigail McArdle and Chuck Berry.
Got some really top partnerships that have been together a long time. We've got so many new partnerships as well. So this is a horse that was produced by Pharrell Cops, another Belgian rider, and it's just come into the hands of Emmanuel Andrade. He's already clear with his first rider. Now back with this 9-year-old mare in it, Panta Panta, Venezuela.
Emmanuel Andrade for Venezuela, the Rio Olympian, already with 1 in the jump off here, returns to us this time riding his own Inner van der Platten, 9-year-old mare by Zurich. Venezuelan rider was top 10 in the Grand Prix at Central Park last September and 5th in the Nations Cup Grand Prix at the Hits Ocala show 3 weeks ago. Clear once again as he comes to the triple combination line, but the middle part goes, so Emmanuel has to settle for just one in the jump off of this Savaro Koulis competition. As the last part of the related line down the vertical, gold and black for good measure to put him on 8 faults. So coming home on 8, and we're left with just a half dozen riders to go, all for the United States of America. 14 are in the jump off, 6 more who can potentially join. Haley Waters returning to Live Oak, having ridden World Cup here 2 years ago. Second ride for Haley in this class, Seth Vallenrat's Dorella HBC by Wittinger. So a brick out of the wall for an early 4 for Haley. Clear up the triple combination, coming to the vertical. Fortunately, just dislodging that brick in the wall earlier on. They roll that pole, has those horizontal stripes on it, which particularly with a pole where one of the horizontal stripes is white, it can often end up with the pole looking about a quarter inch shorter than it actually is. $84.92, just okay on the clock, 1 down, 4 faults sadly for Haley Waters with that brick out of the wall.
And of course, Jennifer Gates now. This is an 11-year-old by Credential. Another new pairing, but this is a horse that we saw at the Rio Olympics last year with a Japanese rider. Jennifer Gates has added into her string. It is Bardolino to the USA.
So Jennifer Gates, Jennifer who was third in the Week 4 Winter Equestrian Festival Grand Prix, the Ariat Grand Prix. Team Gold and individually 4th at the North American Juniors a year or 2 ago. Top 10 in the Longines World Cup qualifier at T-Bird in Langley, British Columbia this season. Jen was second in an international under-25 class at Wellington last weekend. Rides Evergate Stables Bardolino by Cardento. Clear over the stud rails, Jennifer, who trains with Hardin Towel. Had such a good World Cup season last year. Right over to the left-hand side of this triple combination. You can't actually afford to straighten up. You've got to hold that line you end up on. Otherwise, you change the distances and make it more difficult for yourself. Drifts a little bit to the right, coming back to the vertical. 1 to go. Jennifer Gates could be clear around number 15. Is indeed. Oh, it's gone. It's a late falling pole. What a shame. Not the first, and even with 4 to go, probably won't be the last. To have just that final pole on the ground here in this Bob Ellis track for the Savaro Coolers $35,000 Longines World Ranking class.
Martin van der Hoven, USA.
Martin van der Hoven with Elan for the United States of America. Martin Huygens, the owner of this one. Elan by Indorado. Martin jumped in the Saugerties Million in September. Had good results at the Hampton Classic as well. But the live oak fence is down early on the track. So once again, we're still looking at 14 clears, and now only 3 who could join them potentially in the jump-off still to come. Aaron Vale, Andy Coker and Peter Lutz. Just a little bit too enthusiastic pushing away from the in-out gate there. Put him too close into the big square oxer in the corner of the ring. First part of the triple down as well, coming to this vertical. Will it catch up with them at the beginning and the end? It does. So starting to turn into a little bit of a cricket score. 20 for jumping for Martin van der Hoven and Elan.
Well, we're down to the final 3. 3 combinations left to go here in the first round. Another really nice young horse now. This one's 8 years old and it's his first ever international tournament here at Live Oaks this weekend. It's by a stallion called Rodrigo. It is Elusive. Aaron Vale for the USA.
Aaron Vale and Elusive. Aaron Vale, who's 5th in the Washington World Cup qualifier. Class winner at the Nations Cup show here in Ocala 3 weeks ago. So clear as far as the double for Aaron Vale. Hunts down towards that water tray, looping back to this big square oxer in the corner of the ring. So Aaron's still clear at the moment. So it's the stud rails, come down plenty of times before, and they're what stands between Aaron Vale and being in our jump off this afternoon. So still 14 clears. Thought for a long time we were going to have a 1 and 3 conversion rate. Now it is much closer to 1 only and 4, about 25% going to jump clear. Aaron Vale though sadly not one of them with 4 faults.
And a horse called Sienna, and they've had a win already this year in numerous other top 10 placings as well. So 10 in there, Sienna, Andrew Coker, USA.
Andy Coker with Sienna. Eagle Valley Partners owning this one. 10-year-old mare by Raskin. And he was 5th at the Bromont World Cup qualifier. Top 5 at the World Cup qualifier here last year as well. Turning back to the stud rails. Andy Coker is our penultimate competitor. Love to get our 15th clear round, and he would be jumping last in that second round as well. Knowing exactly what he needs to do. He's a fierce competitor. Great trader of horses as well. We've seen him move on one of his top horses, Upi Delis, just recently. Coming to the last, still on 0 at the moment. And like a few others before him, it down on the ground. So it is 4 faults for Andy Coker, sadly, at the very closing moments of his round. So 14 into the jump off, now only 1 who can join them, and that's Peter Lutz coming next.
Right, one left to go then, and it is a combination that had a 4-star with Darren Wellington 10 days ago. It is Sherry Papillon, Lutz for the USA.
So Peter Lutz rode at his first World Cup finals last year in Gothenburg, back with us once again. This time he rides Sherry de Papigny by Copin van der Broy. So clear today to the 7th on course for Peter Lutz. 57 will have jumped in the first round, 14 clears at the moment, and it will be 14 clears in the final analysis as the stud rails go for Peter. So coming back, Cian O'Connor, Andrew Ramsey, Hunter Holloway, Matthias Tromp, Emmanuel Andrade, Michael Morrissey, Brittany Raflovitz, Jessica Springsteen, Leslie Berhoward, Juan Manuel Gallego, Marilyn Little, Jorge Andres Barrera, Marcus Beerbaum and Devon Ryan. Vertical at the end of that line down as well. I tell you, we've waited, been 14 rounds of jumping since we got our last clear. That was Devon Ryan, last to qualify for the jump off. And it's 8 faults for Peter Lutz as last to go in the first round. We're going to get the course set up for the jump off track here in the Savaro Oculus $35,000 class that contributes to the Longines FEI World Rider Rankings.
In the first round of the $35,000 Savaro Jumper here at Live Oak International. We have 14 clears.
So here they are coming back in the order in which they qualified. Cian, Andrew, Hunter, Matthias, Emmanuel, Michael Morrissey, Brittany Raflovitz, Jess Springsteen, Leslie Berhoward, Juan Manuel Gallego, Marilyn Little, last year's winner here, Jorge Andres Barrera, another for Colombia, Marcus Beerbaum for Germany, and Devon Ryan riding Eddie Blue.
Jessica Springsteen, Michael Morrissey as well. We've got Marcus Beerbaum for Germany and Jorge Andres Barrera for Colombia. So really strong field of top athletes here, and we're going to take right about a 5-minute break. And then, of course, we'll have a look at the track, we'll have a look at the runners and riders, and then we'll be underway. And those riders know they're going to have to take balls and turns. It's going to be a really exciting jump off. We'll be right back in just a few moments here with the conclusion of the Savaro Jumper. as we see the seabed on track, getting us ready for the jump off against the clock here in the $35,000 Sapphire jumper. Not only is it a great sum of money that they're competing for, but that also means they're eligible to get world ranking points as well. There is 14 partnerships that we've through. Let's have a look once again at who is going to feature. We've got Cian O'Connor and Concho for Ireland. Now the USA is really well represented with Andrew Ramsey, Stranger, Hunter Holloway, who's been on great form with Casabel, Ty Struck, who finished second yesterday at AFP. Michael Price, Chance Stilganelli, Ricky Malfowitz with Hope Francis on the way, Jessica Springsteen and Devendi who rode to victory on the opening day here, Leslie Howard with a Janssen Mansfield, Devin Ryan with Benny Blue, and Harlan Widow with all the representatives of the USA. And the jump off track that they're going to be faced with. The start line stays in the same place. The first fence is still the one on the jump off. That is, of course, the Sapphire Oxer jumping off towards the Chalet Bar. Next one, the black and white wheels. From here, we want to turn in left-handed. We're heading right towards the wall of competition for a couple of horses in round number one. Wall of downtime in Palace. So that's excellent. From here, that is the blue Oxer with the wavy flanks in the middle and those white rails sitting on top of 5A. Then we head right-handed across the arena here, and we're coming to the final two parts of what was a triple combination in the first round. So that means we're heading over 10B, there's one non-jumping stride through the middle, and then they come out over the Oxer at 10C. Two efforts left from here, left-handed, as tight as you like, as we head right towards the black upright at fence number 13, and then a new fence to finish. It is the Oxer at 15, that's the Lagana Oxer. You can see the finish line just on the other side there. So we start over one, the Sapphire Oxer, black and white rails, and we finish over the new fence, the Lagana Oxer, with those silvery blue rails sitting on top. Now that's been measured at 340 metres, and the time allowed is set at 59 seconds. So have a chat with the people you're here with and decide who you will be cheering for. And of course who you think is going to be victorious here this afternoon as they get set to ready for a jump off in the $35,000 Sapphire jumper.
So welcome back. The first of 14 is with us for the jump off in this $35,000 Savaro Coolers meter 50 jump off class, contributing to the Longines FEI World Rankings. So we start with the former winner of the World Cup qualifier here at Live Oak, Cian O'Connor. Cian riding Concho for Chansonnet Farm, and he's going to set the standard. The jump off track starts off over fences 1, then a roll back to 3. The wall, the Live Oak Oxer at 4, then it's 5A, the Oxer going into the pale blue double. Then the two remaining parts of the triple combination, 10B, the vertical, 10C, the Oxer. Then they roll back to fence 13, the vertical that was formerly the last fence, and then they push on from there down to the new Oxer at 15, the Lugano Diamonds fence. So 59 seconds the time allowed, and Cian O'Connor, as I say, will set the standard for Ireland. So Cian always rides for the win. You never really see him going steady, especially not if he's qualified through to a jump off. Out of very nearly 60 competitors, just 14 coming back. He's 19 seconds there over the pale blue fence. Still clear. He's pushing his luck a little bit, but he is clear. Tight turn back here inside the wall to 13. We saw it go so many times. One more to go. Clears the Lugano. It is clear. 41-48 for Cian O'Connor and Concho. Is that beatable? It's very difficult. First in the draw. You've got to go fast enough to put the pressure on everyone else so that they make mistakes. Has Cian managed to do that? Or will he be pipped? There's some great names still to come, including yesterday's winner Jessica Springsteen, last year's World Cup winner here Marilyn Little, Marcus Beerbaum, European and World Team gold medalist for Germany.
It is the time to beat, and of course 13 combinations still to come forward here this afternoon in the $35,000 Safari jumper. So much sports to look forward to here this weekend as well. Don't forget to come back and join us. 1:30 the start time tomorrow for the Welsh FEI World Cup jumping qualifier of Ocala. That's the final one before we head to Omaha, Nebraska. Just a couple of weeks to the Welsh FEI World Cup final. There's a few riders here who need a good performance tomorrow to make sure.
So 41-48 is the time to beat. Cian O'Connor jumped the pale blue Oxa at 5.
Will Andrew Ramsey be there?
At 19 seconds.
How will he do today? 41-48 is the time to beat. Landing over the blocks in 19 seconds. Andrew Ramsey, Stranger.
So Andrew Ramsey comes back with Stranger. Former winner of the World Cup qualifier at Las Vegas, a Grand Prix winner over in Europe at Drachten. Stranger, the 11-year-old by Staccato, gave us our second clear earlier on today. Coming around to the Savaro Coolers fence to get going. Andrew Ramsey, Stranger. 41-48 to beat. Cian O'Connor has already given us our first double clear. Actually, just towards the end of the first round, that wall suddenly started causing a lot of problems. Clear the wall and the live oak Oxa. Andrew's 18 seconds there at our early time check. Really asking a lot there. It's a very tight turn, not great approach to that vertical. These horses have already jumped clear once, making it look very easy. And look at that time, 39.27. So 2 and a bit seconds faster for Andrew Ramsey. So this class getting better and better. 2 have gone, 2 double clears, and the time increasing, or the margin increasing each time.
She's great under pressure, though. Placed well yesterday. Winners of the McLean last year. It is Hunter Holloway, Casavell for the USA.
Class winner 3 weeks ago at Post Time Farm. Had some top 5s and top 10s in 5-star Grand Prix at Tryon and at Saugerties. Under 25 competitor at the Pennsylvania National last autumn with a win and a runner-up spot. Hunter with Hayes Investment Corporation's Casavell, our third to go. Clear the wall, coming to the live oak. It's down and it's a little bit slower, about 21 seconds there for Hunter Holloway. So our first to come in with faults in the jump off. Let's see, having had those 4 faults, not prepared to take the big risk on the super tight turn back to that vertical. Jumps to Lugano. It's going to be 44.79 and 4 faults.
Representing the USA. Now, if you were with us here yesterday, you'll have seen this Shriner try so
Matthias
hard
Tromp.
to finish
Matthias, who was third here on the podium yesterday in the ranking class. He rides Swede Ventures Airpia VGZ.
represents the USA, Matthias Trump, and
Matthias, who jumped in the USEF National Under-25 Championships at the World Cup qualifier at Lexington, Kentucky. Twice a team gold medalist at Young Riders. Matthias looking to take on that leading time of 39.27 set by Andrew Ramsey and Stranger just a moment ago. The USA in the lead at the moment. So it's an unfortunate end to their challenge. Matthias Trump and Airpia VG just picks up the canter. I wonder if he's going to jump a courtesy fence. So the fence reset, Matthias is going to carry on. 6 seconds will be added into the time. Clears it at this time of asking. It's deep down into the corner to turn back to the 2 remaining parts of the triple combination line. Goes out around the wall, the first to do so. Not a great surprise. Back to what was the last fence. And clear the Lugano. So it's 54.88 on the clock. Still inside the time allowed, so it's just the 4 jumping penalties for Matthias Tromp, and it goes into 4th position.
and Airpia representing the USA. Nigel Andrade was one of the athletes we saw in the Rio Olympic Games last year. Today he's got this 11-year-old Bon Jovi, Nigel Andrade, Venezuela.
Emmanuel Andrade with Bon Jovi. Emmanuel owns and rides this one, man who represented his country at the Rio Olympic Games, ranked inside the world's top 150. Jumped Nations Cup 3 weeks ago here in Ocala, and then was 5th on the Sunday in the Nations Cup Grand Prix. So hustling along, 17 seconds there over that fence, so he's on course to be faster than Andrew Ramsey, but a pole will leave him languishing down the order. So clear of the last, the time 40.44 with 4 faults. So it goes into 3rd as our fastest 4-faulter at the moment. Cian O'Connor in 2nd with the double clear in 41.48, and Andrew Ramsey double clear in 39.27 with the lead.
To the United States of America once again. It's Michael Morrissey this time, the 9-year-old mare, Chance Stay Canary.
Michael Morrissey with QBS Equestrian's Chance Saint-Hermel. Michael, who had a Grand Prix podium at Great Lakes in Michigan last summer. So bricks out of the wall for early 4 faults. Fastest 4 faulter was Emmanuel a moment ago in 40.44 seconds. It's over the time check fence at 19. Yeah, just not smooth on the turn there. Ends up catching that top rail behind. And the front rail off the Lugano as well. So it's 12 faults in total in the jump off for Michael Morrissey and Chance Saint-Amer. So there's our top two. Andrew Ramsey, Cian O'Connor, they were in fact the first two in the ring. They've jumped double clear. And 3 on 4 and Michael Morrissey on 12. Bringing us up to the halfway point of the jump off is going to be Brittany Raflowitz.
The 21-year-old that jumped really well here on the opening day live up.
Brittany Raflowitz of Hope van Zorgvliet by Chaco Blue. Jointly owns this one with ESI Show Jumpers. No, ends up with that down. So on 4 faults as they get to the time check fence at 22. So a 4 faulter and probably not going to be our fastest 4 faulter. 8 now with the back rail off the remaining part of the triple combination. So an 8 faults in 45.78, still just those 2 double clears. Brittany Raflowitz going into 6th position of the 7 that have jumped so far. 14 in total back for the jump off, so 7 more to go.
So it is 2 clears that we have from the 7 combinations gone so far. Now, if you were here yesterday, you would see that this partnership, while on a huge competition and came out on top. They're on fire at the moment. It is Jessica Springsteen next.
So can she make it 2 wins this weekend? Won the ranking class yesterday. Jessica Springsteen's back with Stonehill Farms. Devendi S by Kashmir von Schutershoff. 39.27, the time to beat. Jessica, the winner of the Saugerties Million in September, has been on the winning Nations Cup team in Dublin in Ireland for the Aga Khan Challenge Trophy, and taken some 5-star classes there as well. Well, this is full of drama, this jump off. A refusal there at what was the last fence for Jessica Springsteen. And again, she was having a real cut at it. This and Tiger Lily, they're fast horses. But they have to be jumped as well. So pushing on down towards the last, going to bring it home on 4 faults. And of course with the circle, it's going to be a slow 4 faulter. 4 in 53.84.
She got some cracking turns in there. Finishes on the floor for the refusal. Jessica Springsteen and Devendi S. Jessica, just one of the athletes that will feature tomorrow in the Longy MPI World Cup jumping qualifier of Ocala. Wow, we've seen 8 combinations go so far, and we've got 6 left to go. Has Andrew Ramsey done enough? Not if Leslie Howard's got anything to do with it.
So the Olympic gold medalist from LA84, the World Cup champion in one of her 19 appearances, Leslie Bernhard, Jean-Thiel van Spijveld.
Leslie Howard, USA.
Can she take on and beat 39-27 set by Andrew Ramsey for the United States? Well, the Live Oak Oxer is down, so once again, just those first two managing to make double clears. Everyone else with penalties. 4 in the clubhouse on 4, 1 on 8, 1 on 12. Leslie's carrying 4 at the moment. So 4 faults in 43.40. That goes into 4th place at the moment. It's our second fastest 4 faulter.
Finishing on the 4 and heading into 4th place at the moment. Our second fastest of the 4 faulters. Andrew Ramsey at the top. Keenan O'Connor second.
So still those 2 double clears. Emmanuel Andrade in 3rd. Leslie Burr-Howard's just gone into 4th. Hunter Holloway and then Jess Springsteen. And Jess, who jumped them all clear but had that stop for a 53.84.
Kulash van der Roy. 39.27 to beat, landing over the blue Oxer in 19 seconds.
Juan Manuel Gallego, who jumped Nations Cup for Colombia here in Ocala 3 weeks ago. Jumped the World Cup qualifier here last year at Live Oak as well. Kulash van den Broij by Cadence van Guelut on course for the Colombian. First of 2 Colombians in our jump off this afternoon in this Savaro Coolers class. So 18-19 seconds there. That kind of country as he jumps the blue part of the double. It's competitive. He can't rattle too many poles like that because one of them was going to come back and bite him. 39.27 to beat. It's a long old way down to that last. It's clear. It's 41.80. It's good enough for 3rd place at the moment.
Into 3rd place there, Emmanuel Gallego, representing Colombia. So Manuel Andrade goes down to 4th. Andrew Ramsey still at the top though. Keenan O'Connor still 2nd. And Marilyn Little joins us now. She's got to be a real contender with this one.
So there's our leaderboard now. Andrew Ramsey, Keenan O'Connor, Juan Manuel Gallego are holding our top 3 spots, all with double clears. 4 more to go. Riding Corona for Raylin Farms. This is Marilyn Little. Marilyn, the World Cup qualifier winner here last year. She's had some good podiums in some good Grand Prix over the last 12 months, including across town here in Ocala at Post Time Farm and at Tryon in North Carolina. On top of which, she's taken the National 3-Star Championship in the sport of eventing as well. Sport in which she is the Pan American Games individual gold medalist. But this is her first equestrian sport, show jumping. So just been eventing for the last 5 years or so. She could be a real threat. She can be a demon against the clock. 18 seconds there, so she's within touch of the leaders. Andrew Ramsey was 18 seconds over that fence as well. It's down, just knuckles it in front. So it's a 4-faulter. Keep an eye on that clock though. Would she have done it? 40.34. She'd have been very, very close. Would have been good enough for 2nd place, and actually, you know, in her mind, however subconscious, she may well have just been pulling up that little bit. So into 4th is our fastest 4-faulter, Corona and Marilyn Little.
First we go to Colombia once again. Jorge Andres Carrera Kartush.
So another for Colombia, Jorge Andres Barrera with Kartush. Jorge just starting to jump up here in North America. He had an international start in the two-star post-time farm a fortnight ago. And double clear here would go the right way about starting his season. But oh my goodness, just drifts out to the right-hand side at the very, very first on course. So won't be challenging for one of the top places now. So no way to catch up now. The 4 penalties and the time spent circling going to count against him. Oh, we have to keep an eye on now is whether it's going to be a 4 or whether it's going to be a 5 because of time penalties. But in the jump off, if we go over the time allowed, we get 1 time penalty for each second over, whereas in the first round it's 1 for each 4 seconds over. And here we are. Into time with 59.82 on the clock. It's 1 for time, 4 for jumping, 1 for time, so 5 in the jump off for Jorge Andres Barrera and Kartush. That goes right down the order, 10th at the moment.
Ramsey will be biting his nails because he's led the way for so long, and we've got 2 quick ones at the end. This one is for Germany.
Well, 2 to come. 1 has been a European and World Team Gold medalist and a podium finisher at one of 5 World Cup Finals appearances. This man, Marcus Beerbaum, and the other man, Devon Ryan, scored a clear and the fastest 4 falter in the first round. So 2 good challenges coming at the end of this jump off. For Germany, Marcus Beerbaum with Artemis Equestrian Farms and the Michaels Beerbaum organisations, Contina R. Marcus has been jumping in Florida all spring, starts his round over that Savaro Coulis sponsored fence. Took 2 good Grand Prix wins in the 2016 season. "20 seconds for Marcus, so he's not challenging the top times. He'd probably just looking to get a nice double clear into this 9-year-old horse, Contina, the mare by Contendro. So it is clear. It's 45.17, and that goes into 4th place of our 4 double clears. But Marcus Beerbaum and Contina are looking in good form. So 4 double clears. Will it be 5 in the final analysis, or will Marilyn Little take a top 5 with our fastest 4 falter? It all comes down to Devon Ryan. Devon, as I said, had the fastest 4 falter in the first round alongside Katie Abramson, 4 in 78.35 with 1 horse, and then this horse, of course, Eddie Blue, jumped clear to bring him forward to the jump off. So coming to our time check fence, 18 seconds and clear for Devon Ryan. This is right on the money. Jumps across the first part of the triple combination that remains, coming back to what was the last in the first round. 39.27 to beat. Look at the time, oh, just outside, 40.36 seconds. Devon Ryan has to settle for second place. Andrew Ramsey takes the blue ribbon win today with Stranger, 39.27 on the clock for the US rider. It's USA with a 1-2 and Cian O'Connor for Ireland in third. Twice the leading rider at this show, Cian is also a former winner of the World Cup qualifier here at Live Oak 2 years ago and places third today in our Longines ranking class with Concho. Savaro Coolers, the sponsor of today's $35,000 class that goes the way of Andrew Ramsey. In fourth with a double clear, Juan Manuel Gallego for Colombia, Marcus Beerbaum for Germany in fifth, and then Marilyn Little, last year's winner with our fastest 4-faulter, taking the money for sixth spot. On down the order, 14 qualified. Michael Morrissey, the lowest ranked of those who came back for the jump off, and Devon Ryan and Katie Abramson there in joint 15th with a 4 faults in 78.35 in the first round. We go on, very nearly 60 jumped the first round, 14 came back for Bob Ellis's jump off track, and it is a win for Andrew Ramsey and Stranger for the United States of America here this afternoon. Well, don't forget, we've got the cones tomorrow morning in the intermediate and FEI driving divisions, and also then building up to a 1:30 start for the jumping in the Longines FEI World Cup jumping qualifier, leg 14 of 14, that will see who will go to represent this North American League at the Longines FEI World Cup jumping finals in Omaha, Nebraska in just 3 weeks' time. And don't forget, tonight here in North America we move on to daylight savings time tonight, so 1 hour less in bed. So 1:30 tomorrow becomes only 4 hours behind the UK and 5 hours behind Central Europe if you're tuning in from there. So don't miss it tomorrow. All the action coming up for you from the 26th Live Oak International.
Well, as we turn our attention up towards the archway here at Live Oak International, we welcome forward the top riders here this afternoon. Led in by your winner for the USA, we welcome Andrew Ramsey, Stranger. Well, as our top riders get assembled, we say a huge, huge thank you to Savaro. They're wonderful pillars and great supporters of show jumping here at Live Oak International. A really, really exciting competition here today, and so much sport still to look forward to here this weekend. But it looks like our top riders are assembled, and that means we ask that you please rise, remove cover, as we get ready to salute our winner with the playing of his national anthem. once again, huge congratulations there to Andrew Ramsey and Stranger. Coming forward on behalf of Savaro this afternoon, we've got Juliet Weber-Rees and of course Chester Weber as well, making the presentation to our winner, who also gets a Malaysian gift certificate as well as the lion's share of the prize fund, just under $9,000 going to our winner here this afternoon. Wonderful trophy. And we get him positioned as they give their congratulations. And of course, don't forget tomorrow, more international sport kicking off at 1:30 with the Longines FEI World Cup jumping qualifiers. Some of the best in the world going to be fighting it out for those final places in Omaha. Let's head down the line though, and it's a man who had a great campaign here this weekend, finishing in second, Devin Ryan for the USA, Eddie Blue. Third place takes us to Ireland, Keane O'Connor and Concho. And it's fourth for Emmanuel Galejo and Goulash. Marlon Little there being congratulated. She finishes in sixth place today with Corona. The seventh goes to Manuel Andrade from Venezuela. Leslie Howard for the USA taking 8th place. Hunter Holloway finishes in 9th again for the USA. Then we head to Jessica Springsteen, Defend the S, winner yesterday, 10th place here today. Eleventh goes to another rider that placed well yesterday, Matthias Trump and Airpia. And as well, Jorge Andres Pereira and Cartouche. Once again, massive congratulations to each and every one of our athletes. One final duty to perform here this afternoon. It is time for that victory gallop. Ladies and gentlemen, he is your winner for the USA, Andrew Ramsey, Stranger. Once again, many congratulations. Andrew Ramsey, Stranger, taking the Savaro $35,000 world ranking competition here this afternoon at Live Oak International. He gets ready to get some official photographs here at Live Oak. And we say a very good evening. But don't forget, come back and join us tomorrow for the Longines FEI World Cup Jumping Qualifier of Ocala, starting here on this stage at 1:30. From the whole team though, do have a very good evening.
Bye.